Hi. In the race to beneath the bottom, the Tories are attempting to leapfrog Reform U.K in right-wing populism and nationalism. Not too difficult, as they're more than halfway there already. Sunday, during an interview on BBC TV, Kemi Badenoch, leader of the Conservative Party, blamed lack of social integration on the Southport killings by Alex Rudiger, comparing herself with her African Christian background and admitting, of course, her own privileged, privately educated background. Where we have any evidence of Rudiger himself, from an African Christian background, was radicalised online into a jihadist mindset, although a distinct possibility has yet to be proved. What Badenoch really meant was South Asian Muslims that live in ghettoised communities. Of course, there is a problem, most of it revolving around Islam, to a much lesser extent cultures, combining with various fundamentalist interpretations, which ranges from extreme puritanism, subordination of women, intolerance, authoritarianism, zealotry, and self-enforced isolation. But to be sure, exactly the same can be said of the fundamentalist Afro-Caribbean Christian churches that preach an almost identical form of dogmatic intolerance. And it's the height of hypocrisy, although this seems to be elevated to a virtue amongst our ruling elites, for Badenoch to talk about lack of social integration when we have here in the UK, we live in the most stratified class society in the Western world, something that's increasingly resembling Hindu caste society. The lack of social mobility, even contact between those classes at the top of the pyramid and those in the centre, to right down those at the bottom, is a form of social apartheid enforced by subtle to blatant prejudice, discrimination, disenfranchisement, denial of representation, plus demonisation, abandonment and exploitation. That's definitely widening as our decaying feudal capitalist system seeks to keep us divided, mesmerised and alienated. Soon only those with wealth and power and influence will retain and expand their dominance, while the majority sink into various degrees of vacuity. The likes of Badenoch, Starmer, Farage only represent different factions of the establishment. The only way out of this crushing logjam is a revival of autonomous class struggle from below, with more than a tinge of revolutionary intent. Bye.